Hi everyone. So this is probably my fourth video. This one I'm going to do on the benefits of exercise for MS. So it's the second in the series of the things that help. I've done the first one yesterday. But before we get started, this is Ollie and Biscuit. They're a bit camera shy. So anyway, I'm going to talk a little bit about exercise because I feel exercise is important. So I didn't do much exercise after diagnosis. Wasn't sure what would work, what would help. I used to go to a conventional gym. Conventional gym just didn't work for me anymore. I struggled just walking into the gym. The only thing I was doing was the exercise bike, and I've always been one of these people that preferred a class because it gives me that push to try a bit harder. So I then found Strength and Balance, which is a group class. And I go to that every week. So in that class, everyone in the class has got like a life-limiting disease or like a neurological condition. We're all doing, when I walk away, I've got dogs playing with toys. We're all doing the same thing at the same time. So it gives me that push to try that little bit harder. So that consists of doing things like things for strength, so you've got like weights, or you've got like a resistance band. You've got a qualified instructor showing you how to do it. There's also a chair, so that if you need to sit down, you've got it. If you need to lean in it, it's there. So additionally, sorry, I keep forgetting what I'm saying. Additionally, I also go to adapted Tai Chi. So that's also adapted to people with conditions such as MS. It's fantastic. I never thought I'd like Tai Chi. When I first went, it was a bit dubious, but I really loved the Tai Chi class. And at the end, we always do a meditation that I know most people in the class find really helpful. And there's a lot of research to say that Tai Chi is really good for MS. But there's also a lot of research to say that exercise in general is good for MS. I'm not saying go out there and do the Tour de France, go and run a marathon. That's not realistic. You need to find the exercise that works for you. Even if you're in a wheelchair, you can't get out the house. It's about finding even some exercises you can do in bed, some that you can do in a chair. There's chair-based exercise programs, there's exercises on YouTube. And if you can get on the floor, do a bit of yoga. I used to do a lot of yoga in the past. It's very beneficial. The other thing I do is I go to Revive MS, so that's in Glasgow, and I go to a gym class that's run by people specialised in physiotherapy, so you're kept an eye on and people tell you what you should do, what works best for you. So I go to that and I do that for an hour, and that's kind of a combination between like weight-based exercises, strength exercises, cardio, which is something that I need to work on. As you can tell, I'm out of breath just doing this. So, I mean, I'm not an expert in exercise by any manner of means, so I would definitely recommend it before you do an exercise programme. Check with your MS nurse, check with your doctor. Make sure it's okay for you, okay, in case you've got any other health conditions. But I feel personally, since I started doing exercise, that my fatigue has severely lessened. But it's about finding that balance. When I started doing the exercise class, I would go home and I would be exhausted. I'd need to sleep for about an hour. And then when I increased it to 2, that happened again. But over time, I started going 2 or 3 times a week, and that seemed to be the right balance, where I was getting the benefits of the exercise, I was getting more strength, I was getting my balance was improving. It's not fantastic. I'm not going to say I've got great balance now, but it's definitely improved. But the balance is do enough that you're not too fatigued. It doesn't affect other areas of your life. And do the... Sorry, there I go again. Typical MS, forget what I was going to say. So find that right balance for you. Like I say, I'm not an expert in exercise, although 13 years ago I was a Zumba instructor. I'd love to see me doing that now. That would be funny. This would be something that you'd probably need to do in You've Been Framed, if you can remember that. Anyway, so I'm going to leave that with you, okay? Hopefully the dogs won't be so camera shy next time, okay? Bye for now. Bye. Have a lovely day.